Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Crypt13 and as you just saw, you can convert pretty nicely off of Soul 6S on a counter hit with a pretty good damaging combo. So in today's video, I'm going to break down that conversion, help you troubleshoot some of the common mistakes that I found that you can make, and the best ways to practice it. I hope that you find this useful. So first off, as I just said, this combo will only work if the enemy gets counter hit. If there's no counter hit, you cannot connect this combo at all. So I'll go ahead and set them to force counter hit. And that allows you to hit the gun flame at a particular height, because the 6S on counter hit launches the enemy. So if you hit the 6S without a counter hit, you don't really get much, and sometimes it doesn't even combo. So, right, at max range, you're not gonna hit a combo. But at close ranges, you will. And it leaves you in a pretty okay spot. You can try to catch their wake up with another 6S, but most people will probably just block that. So the better option is to go for a Bandit Revolver on normal hit. That way you can go for a meaty, you could go for Soul's stagger pressure if they block. You just have to be aware of DPs and, you know, just everything else that this game has to offer. So that's the problem, right? You have to react to the counter hit with either the gun flame or the Bandit Revolver. So there is a option select that you can do in order to get the correct attack no matter what happens. So the option select is to input the Bandit Revolver and the gun flame during the counter hit animation, and you should get it. It is a pretty tight window. It's a pretty hard technique. I myself am practicing it, and I can't get it 100% every time. So yeah, it's definitely hard. There we go. I was able to hit it that time. You know, if you're just starting out, you might just want to opt for gun flame every time, even if you don't hit the counter hit, just because it's a little bit easier. But just know that that option select is there for you. You can definitely go into training mode and practice this. And notice there that I'm getting a wild throw. That's one of the common problems that I found while trying to do the option select. And you just really need to clean up your inputs. There's probably two reasons why you're getting the wild throw instead of the Bandit Revolver. And that's because you're either holding the forward on your 6S for a little too long, or you are not completing the motion on your Bandit Revolver. And then the combo to convert off of Gunflame is to do your Night Raid Vortex into a 5k, into 6S, into Bandit Revolver. That's a basic conversion that you can do. I'm sure that there's other combos that we can do off of this, but this is the one that I use right now because I'm pretty consistent at doing it. And it's definitely one of the easier conversions to get off of that counter hit combo. The best way to practice this is to set the dummy to forced counter hit and then practice the option select. Make sure that you get the gun flame instead of Bandit Revolver, then level it up and set it to random, and continue to do the option select. And of course, if you don't really want to practice the option select, then just set it to force and just practice the conversion. Oh yeah, and if you guys are having problems with either the option select or the combo itself, use the input history to troubleshoot your problems. So let's see if I can give you an example here. So there, it looks like my inputs are pretty clean, so that means the problem is just speed. I didn't input the gun flame fast enough. Again, I actually misinputted the gun flame, so I didn't have the down and the down forward input, so you know, I got some practice to do. It's a pretty quick input. There we go. I finally got it. Even though my inputs weren't very clean, I still got the gun flame. So let's go ahead and move on to how to hit the Night Raid Vortex, because it's kind of hard. It requires some timing because you cannot cancel your 6S into the Night Raid Vortex, or sorry, not your 6S, your Gun Flame. On counter hit, you cannot input the 214S immediately. You have to wait a little bit. You have to wait for the Gun Flame animation to finish before you input your 214S. And then if you play Soul, you know how that move works. You just have to hold the button long enough so that you reach the enemy. And then just convert. Now, how do we get counter hits with 6S? How do we fish for a counter hit? So that's a very good thing to know, and Soul has some pretty decent frame traps in order to get that counter hit. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the counter hit state to normal. I'm going to set his counter attack settings to after block. He's going to mash some kind of button. So let's go ahead and just do P, S, or K. So after block, he's gonna mash a button. Oh, got something to block too. Alright. Okay, yep, see, there's the button. So, our frame traps are just 5k into 6s. That's a natural counter hit on any kind of mashers. Then you also have your 2k into 6s, which is also going to combat any mashers. But this Gatling cannot be delayed. At least, I don't think it can be. So, it's kind of only good against people that are literally mashing the attack button on their block. I think that when you play against higher level players, they aren't mashing on their block. They wait maybe like a couple of frames before they actually press a button. But with that said, you also get it off of your 5p. Those are some natural ones that you can use. Other ways to get this counter hit is off of a wake up. So if you've conditioned them to not block, to press a button because you're grabbing them on their wake up, you're gonna want to press a button. So what you can try to do is try to hit a counter hit from there. Let's see if I can demonstrate that. Bam, got the counter hit, but I missed the Vortex Piper. Let's try it again. There we go. Another one that I think is pretty decent is off of Fafnir. This Fafnir gives you plus frames, so, you know, it's your turn. But let's go ahead and turn on counterattack settings. Let's see here. I think it's after hit or guard breaks. I actually don't remember. Let's see. Set that to random. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So. Bam. So if your opponent wants to take their turn after Fafnir, you can definitely get a counter hit if you are within range. At max range, it seems to whiff, so you have to be careful there. Also, if you're having trouble with the 6S after the Fafnir, it's the same idea. You can't cancel the Fafnir into your 6S, so you're gonna have to time it to after the animation of the Fafnir is over. And it's a pretty tight window. Because if you're a little too late, then your opponent can stuff you out. Because that's also the answer to Fafnir, or double Fafnir. They press a button and you will get interrupted. You can definitely condition them to press a button by going for double Fafnir. Then once they start mashing, you can go for the counter hit. Probably best in the corner because they can just jump out mid-screen. Well, I guess technically they can jump out in the corner as well, so just keep an eye out for that. So, personally for me, in order to time my 6S, I wait until Soul brings his right arm, or his arm that's holding his weapon, all the way back. That's kind of the visual cue that I go off of for my personal reaction time. So that's like a decent indicator of when to press it, but you'll have to fine-tune it for yourself. Anyway, that's it. I hope this levels up your soul conversion game. And if this video helped you out, definitely hit that like button for me. And maybe even subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading more GG Strive tips kind of content, so be on the lookout for that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you are awesome, and I will see you guys later.